Yes, guys, we finally did it. We finally reached 1,000 subscribers. I am beyond excited. Words really can't describe. We were down at Haspin Acres today, me and my brothers, and we were riding the Razors, and we were just riding around, and I checked my phone where I could, because if any of you guys been there, you know you don't get service anywhere. And I finally got some service somewhere, and I uploaded it, and it said 1K, and it's an awesome feeling. I'm so excited that we're finally there. It really, it's not. I didn't think I was gonna be as excited as I was whenever it happened, because I was like, oh, you know, I'm a couple away, and then we finally got there, and it changed to 1K, and I was like, we finally did it. We couldn't do it without each and every one of you guys. You guys leaving comments and stuff, liking the videos, telling your buddies about it. You know, it definitely shows. We actually had one guy on here, I can't remember his name, but he actually went and he told us he was going to tell everyone in school about our YouTube channel, and he did. Like the next day, we got like 150 subscribers off of it. So that was pretty cool. Appreciate you doing that. And yeah, it's just thank you guys. If you've ever helped with the channel, if you've ever let us work on your truck or anything for content, truly appreciate it. That means a lot. Gives us something to put a video out on. And yeah, it's at the end of the day, just can't thank you guys enough. So this will be the video to initiate the AirDog giveaway. So here are the rules. If you didn't watch them in the last video, so for 24 hours, so comment your Instagram name down below in the comments. Just leave your Instagram name, and you'll have 24 hours. So after 24 hours after this video is uploaded, we're going to stop counting the comments. We're going to go through, take all the comments, put them in a random number generator. And when we put them in a random number generator, we will draw a random number, and that we will count from the top of the comments down, and whatever number it is, that's the winner. So that's the most fair way I can think to do it. There's no trickery or anything there, so should be pretty straightforward, and we will get in contact with you before we announce the winner, just to verify everything's legit. Like you didn't make like a fake Instagram account, like 40 fake Instagram accounts, so you have a better chance of winning, everything like that. Once we verify everything's legit, we will take a video. If you want to send in a video of your truck or anything, you know, tell us about your truck. We'll be more than happy to put that on the channel, shout your Instagram out. If you have your own YouTube channel, we'll shout that out, whatever you guys want. So we'll talk about that a little bit when we decide the winner. Anyways, thank you guys again. Appreciate it a lot. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into today's video. How you guys doing? Welcome back to the channel. We're currently working on Mace's truck over there. We're about to show you what we're going to do here in a second, but I'll give you guys an update on the office build. We've got pretty much all the walls covered up. I got a little strip to do up there. Got my window put in. Corey came over and helped with this yesterday. We got it trimmed real nice around this. Not carpenters by any means, but this is turning out a lot nicer than I thought it would, to be honest. We got our roof completely done. Just got a couple little spots in here we got to fill in. So it's completely a room now. Then, obviously, you guys have seen that. It's all complete. Echo's pretty bad in here right now, but I'm happy with it overall. I cannot wait to get started on the drywall, but I don't know when that's going to be. I'm just trying to do this stages at a time, so I don't spend a ton of money on it. But yeah, we're getting there. We're getting stuff knocked out, and it's complete now. I'm at a good stopping point until I do my drywall. I mean, I can put stuff in here if I need to keep it out of the way. But anyways, these hood pins, we cut the cable and just completely removed it from the truck. So rather than messing with the cable, well, it'll still have I think it'll still have one lock on it, but we got these hood pins. Got these at O'Reilly's. So we'll see how they do. Hopefully they hold up well. Don't want the hood flying up. I think they'll do fine. Looks like there's a couple studs here. So he's just measuring for that. Not really anything too exciting tonight, just getting this measured up, and we got the hood put back on here, got it aligned. We had it off when we were cutting the cowl, and yeah. Alright guys, Mason has one of these. Don't mind that. That's nothing right there. We'll just look at it from this side. We got this hood pin installed here. Yeah, you don't want to see under that silver hole. But you guys get the point. We just got to put a couple screws in this right here. And I thought this was honestly going to look kind of corny. But we cut the cable, and honestly, I can tell once they're both in, it actually looks pretty cool. So, yeah, they were super easy to put in. He just basically popped a hole in there and then drilled a small pilot hole and a bigger hole, and they slid right in. So, isn't that right? Yeah. But there's one, so now I just got to knock the other side out real quick, and then mount these little plates, and they'll be done. All right, guys, I'm going to work on cleaning this area up a little bit over here. It's pretty freaking dirty. I need to move that barrel, and I'm going to put one of our tables up against this outside edge here. So I'll probably try to do that now when I get this table cleaned off, and then get it moved right there. And yeah, I just basically want to start getting this stuff cleaned up. It's pretty dirty in here right now. So, all right, guys, looks like Mason's got both these hood pins put in. They fit very well. We'll probably get the little pieces of wire that people get, and then that like loops around the front. Looks super freaking cool. Probably adds probably around 45 horsepower on each side. So then you pop, ow, mother. I'm gonna grab that one. And then they come up. And then if you're at the track and you need to be like leaning over the motor, you can just pop this out real quick, and you won't have the cable to mess with. And yeah, because like you don't want to lean over that obviously, but looks like it shuts pretty well. Put those in. And then you just gotta put those little screws in real quick on these. Those things are aggressive. Those hurt really bad. I smashed my finger in one. But another thing marked off the list. And they're nice and centered. They look pretty good from the front. I thought it was gonna look kind of goofy, but it looks pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, you're working on it. You won't have to walk around, hit the hood latch button. You just have, it has a safety latch still, and then you just pull the pins. So safety latch, pull the pins, hood can come up. We thought about making it where it had 4 pins and you could just lift the hood off, but that would have been too involved. So yeah, it's just another thing we got knocked off the list. I'm probably gonna try to get this table moved over here real quick. We have yet to switch, and I have apologized. There's a massive mess going on right now, but everything just keeps getting put off. I try to keep everything pretty clean, but there's just a lot going on between Sunday, messing with that transmission, and all this stuff. But real quick, I'm gonna try to get this table moved up here. So I gotta move this 55-gallon barrel of oil, and then I'll try to move it up here real quick. Got OBS headlight bezels, $50. Cover, used, $100. Used fan clutch with pulley, $30. Used radiator hose, $400. Exhaust housing, minor rust, $50. Used tail lights, $30 at least. I'm gonna go ahead and apologize for the kind of boring video. I know it wasn't really a whole lot going on in this video, but just pretty much clean up around here. And a lot of you guys have been asking for like a shop tour, so this isn't the official shop tour video, but gives you guys kind of a better understanding of everything and where everything's at. But we got everything cleaned up over here. Tomorrow I'm going to get up and probably start working on I need to take this transmission apart. It's a good usable stock transmission, but I need to take it apart to change a gasket on it, and I'll probably tear that down tomorrow. I don't know if I'll record that. Need to put it back together, put the valve body in it, and I'm just going to sell it as a good used core, or not core, but usable unit. I mean, it'd be a good for someone just needing to get by and they want a stock transmission. I'm not going to use that for a core when it's literally just needs put together and it's good to go. So we got Mason's motor put on a stand, and we got Mason's motor out of his truck right here. And yeah, we got everything pretty much organized, and still got some to do here, but I got a lot of my parts moved over here. This is the stuff that just kind of have sitting around, and sell little bits and pieces of it. If anyone needs parts, if you guys see anything you need, just let me know. How you guys doing? Welcome back to the channel. Saturday afternoon. Going to be putting valve springs in Mason's new engine, and we are going to be switching. We're going to take the timing cover off, and we're going to switch our timing cover out. This is still the VP44 timing cover, and we need to switch it over to the P-pump style timing cover. So we got to pop it off. We got to pop the valve cover off, and this will be good. The No2 on the valve springs will be good from 98.5 to 2018 Dodge Ram trucks. So it'll be the same virtually. If you have that truck, you can use this as a reference as how to do these. Disclaimer, I'm not responsible. This is just entertainment. So if you trash your motor trying to do this, I'm not responsible for it. I'm just covering my ass real quick. But yeah, I mean, they're pretty simple to do, guys. All you got to do is just be careful and make sure each cylinder, whenever you do them, is at top dead center before you start taking the keepers out and stuff like that. So I'll probably do that first. I'll pop the injectors out and switch the valve springs out, and then after we do that, I'll stick some dowel rods down into the tappets here so we can pop this cover off. So let's go ahead and get started. Bailey just pulled up. That's why the dogs are freaking out. Alright guys, so the first step is pull the valve cover off, and then you're going to pull your rocker assemblies out. They are 10 millimeter, so you'll just pop all these out. On this particular truck, on this engine, none of the valve lash is set or anything right now. It's just put together so it's all together and out of the elements. But on your truck, you will need to keep all this stuff in order so that way your valve lash is the same. And after you change your valve springs, you should go through and check your valve lash anyways. There's plenty of information on how to do that online on Google. So you'll need to set your valve lash. It's 10 thousandths on the intake, and then 20 thousandths on the exhaust. And you'll want to do it whenever each cylinder's at top dead. But for us, we're going to just pop these off. So you'll take all these 10 millimeter bolts out and then pull this rocker assemblies all the way off. Okay guys, we now have the rocker assemblies pulled off, and then we pop the injectors out. You just pull the 1 8 millimeter bolt out, pull your flow tube out, and then you will just basically slide. You can use a valve cover bolt and pull the injectors out. Once you're at this point, you need to go through and find top dead center on whichever. If you start at 6, find top dead center there. If you start at 1, find top dead center there. The easiest way that I have found to do it is I'll take a small screwdriver, like, let's see, this one will work good, and you'll just stick it down in the hole like so, and you'll just want to basically turn the engine over. Alright guys, so I have a pry bar here that I'll use to turn the front of the engine over. You guys can watch this screwdriver, and it's going to come up. Make sure it doesn't get bound up on anything in there. Just keep turning it over. Right there where it wants to start going back down, turn it over a little bit more so you can see it. Right where it wants to start going back down is whenever you need to back it up a little bit. And that's true top dead center. Well, not true, but it's top dead. So basically we will just, we can now put our tool on and we can switch these valve springs out. I'll show you how to do that. Yeah, just bring it back. So here's your valve spring tool. So you'll basically take this and put these 2 bolt holes in it, just in place of an injector, like this. Tool, just like so. And then we'll thread down in these holes. Once it's good in there, I don't really tighten these down a lot, just pretty much get them where they're all the way snug by hand. Then you'll take your tool here, clean it off real good before sticking it on the engine. And you just lay this on here like this. Or no, I'm sorry, like this. You'll want to line it up real good. So once you get all these tightened down and these keepers are loose, I use a pick and a magnet and then pop them all out. It's kind of tricky to get these out. You have to sit here and mess with them for a while. If they're being tricky, you can lift the valve up a little higher, then I'll help you get them out. So once they're loose, you'll just take your, all your keepers are out. Just loosen this back up. You can see these aren't going to go far because the piston's at the top of the cylinder. If you didn't have the piston all the way up, your valves would just fall down in there and you'd be taking the head off. So that's why this step is very important. And once you do this, it takes a while. If you're doing it in a truck, I mean, it'll take you every bit of an hour and a half. So you can get in rhythm and then you'll just go to the next and not thinking about it. And I've almost dropped valves down in cylinders before. So just take it slow and get that all the way out there. Pop this off. And then you can pull your valve springs out. So we'll take our stock ones out here. well, we think to be stock, but we don't really know. We're gonna put the ones that we know are aftermarket in it. And we'll put these upgraded valve springs back in place of them. Just make sure they're all seated nice. Take your tool right back. And you'll want to just tighten this back up. Just watch it on the way down, verify that all the valves go up inside the holes. None of them get stuck on anything. Put all your keepers back in here. Then you'll just back all these off. Make sure all the keepers don't pop out. They all stay in their slots. They're all in. The practice I've always seen is take a dead blow hammer and just give them a little whack and make sure none of them pop out. I now have all of the valve springs installed, so I'll just go through, hit them all real lightly, just enough to see if any of the keepers would come loose, but they're good obviously, and none of them are going to pop out. You don't want to hit them too hard, especially on the ones where the pistons are up. You don't want to slap the piston with the valve. But they're all good there, so now I'm going to take this 1/2-inch dowel rod over here and get these cut. I'm going to pull this camshaft out of this engine real quick and going to pop the front cover off. So you'll take these 1/2-inch dowel rods and you'll run them down into these tappets. And once you run them down into the tappets, you'll basically hammer them in, pull it up to the top, and then zip tie them together. So I'll go ahead and do that. I'll have to cut all these. I'll cut them all to length, and then you have to take some sandpaper and put like a slight edge on them, or bevel at the end, so that way they will actually slide down inside there. So the valve springs are completely done. They're in the engine, so we'll go ahead and pop this out, and then we can switch our front cover out. We got a new gasket for that over there. And it's all painted up, and we'll get it stuck on here, and then yeah, we'll just keep going, guys. I don't know how far we're gonna get today, but we're gonna see how much we can get knocked out on her. And guys, when you're going through and cutting these dowel rods, told your push rods up, I got some 80 grit sandpaper, and just put like a small, I'll just kind of twirl it in the sandpaper and just put a small beveled edge on it, and then that will allow it to reach down in there. Okay, these dowel rods are in here now. They're zip tied up, and we have our front cover off, so we'll take our 2 bolts behind our cam out, take our oil pump out, and then we'll just take this. There's a couple bolts behind all this. That's just chilling there. Surprised that hasn't fell yet. And then we'll be able to pop this cover off and then put our P-pump cover on in place of it. And we got a new gasket for it and everything. And yeah, Mason actually ordered a billet front cover for it, but they're like 2 or 3 weeks behind on that. So yeah, we can't put that on quite yet, but it'll be here soon. All right, we got this engine kind of tilted forward, and we never drained the oil out of it, so all the oil is running out the front here. But we're just let it finish up draining, and then we're going to clean our surface up real good, and we'll put our P-pump timing cover on. Mason painted it black, looks real good. Got our gasket here, put it on. Should turn out pretty nice. All right, we now obviously have our tappets out, or not our tappets out, but our dowel rods out of our tappets. I took a shop vac and just kind of go through and suck all the, if any of the wood shavings were left in the tappets, just to be sure. And Mason's putting the push rods back in, and then we're going to put the rocker assemblies back on, and we'll go through and we'll set our valve lash real quick. Pretty easy process to do, but we'll show you guys how to do it in case you've never done it, so you'll know. But yeah, it's coming along pretty nice. Got the front cover on here, put on. I don't know if we're gonna get the pump put on. We could put it on today, but we're not gonna be able to time it because our nut on the front of the pump has a booger in it, and we're not gonna use it. We're gonna get a new one. So Mason put some aircraft remover on it, and we're just gonna strip it down. And I think he said he might paint it. Don't really know. Might just leave it the bare metal color. Still has to decide, but it's coming along very nice. All right, guys, I'm now going to adjust the valve lash. So I put my number 1 cylinder here at top dead, and you'll be able to verify that because both of your little rocker bridges here will be tight, or will be loose. I'm sorry, they will both be loose. You'll be able to wiggle them. If they don't, then you're not at true top dead. And I just stuck a screwdriver in the injector hole. So 14 wrench and I think it's like a 5mm, don't hold me accountable on that, on the Allen wrench. And then I have these feeler gauges, my custom setup. It's a butter knife with a 10/1000 on this side, taped and bent, and then 20/1000 feeler gauge on this side. And basically you'll just go through, it's gonna be 10,000 on all the intakes and then 20,000 on the exhaust. I always pull it up online, and it'll tell you which ones to do whenever your number 1 cylinder's at top dead. So we'll do intake 1, 2, 4, exhaust 1, 3, 5. This is on industrial injection, and basically you'll just rotate it once again, full revolution, and then do intake 3, 5, 6, exhaust 2, 4, 6. So pretty simple process, but just want to show you guys how to do it in case you never have. So Bailey is building a trailer for his razor. Out of a boat trailer that he had. 7x10. Built out of OSB and 2x4s. Can't wait to see the haters in comment. Me and Mason, we ran to town and we got a plug. We plugged our block heater off here. We needed to get 2 of those because there's actually another one. We got a plug we're trying to get plugs for the map sensor and the intake air temperature, but those are actually O-ring fittings, so he's gonna have to go back to get those. But we also got manifold gaskets, and we got some new bolts for the manifold, so we can stick that on. Make sure all that fits nice, and then we got our valve lash done. We got our intake on here. He got new bolts for these. He wanted to get matching bolts for the intake, so he got new ones of those. So we'll switch those out, and yeah. He's took aircraft cleaner to the injection pump. He's trying to get it cleaned off real good. Scraping all the paint off of it. Alright guys, we got the manifold completely put on. We got our new bolts from Roll King. All of our gaskets and everything. She's completely bolted on. We did talk Mason into running the manifold upside down. He's gonna have to get a little spacer, or we'll have to make a spacer to put the turbo up a little higher, so that way the compressor housing doesn't hit on the manifold. We also got that plug in there, and over here Mason got from Power Driven Diesel an adjustable P-pump gear. So this will allow us to be able to move the timing quite a bit without having to do a whole lot of work. He has a front cover on the way, and they're a couple weeks behind on making them, but once that comes in, that'll be a nice piece. We'll be able to really fine tune this timing. He also got this magnetic timing tool from Power Driven, so we don't have to mark it anymore with a piece of tape. You can just use the magnet, just sticks on the harmonic balancer, and you can check your timing off of that. But it's looking good. Getting a lot of stuff wrapped up on her, guys. Corey got Mason, gave him his Christmas present early. It was an unintentional Christmas present. He bought it for his Jeep and ended up not needing it. But it's a rough country steering stabilizer, and it should work on the truck. He looked it up. Google never lies. So
these things are pretty universal anyways. It looks like it's a lot heavier than what's on there. And it's made in China, so it's got to be good.
Yeah, I mean, rough country, you know. Can't go wrong with that. Mason just messing with this adjustable timing gear a little bit.
It'll do for a 16-second truck.
Yeah. Come on now, I don't run 17s. Haters. But that'll make a nice piece. That's a really good Christmas present. I figured you'd be a little bit more happy about it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, you look real excited.
Aren't you excited?
I'm excited.
So we'll get that put on at some point. All right, guys. So something interesting. We are going to reinstall Mason's injectors. We got these off eBay. They're 200 horsepower injectors. There's 5 of them are 7x12, and one of them is 7x11. I don't know how well you can see that. 7x11, and then the rest of them are 7x12s. So he was sent a wrong injector. So this whole time the truck has been running an injector one injector that's smaller than the other one. So probably would have made 700 horsepower. Probably would have ran closer to 770 if it had, you know, all the right size injectors in it. So that sucks. But we've just emailed them. I'm sure they'll take care of it. So
If not, I'll just buy some different.
if not, yeah, we'll just blast them on social media and cry about it, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. But anyway,
All your problems.
yeah, that's how you solve all your problems. You just cry about it on social media and leaving bad reviews. But anyways, that sucks. But at least we caught it before we put it back together and kept running them.